Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. How you guys doing? Pop down the chat. Turn on your camera. Let me know where you guys coming from and what's your big dream tonight. Okay. Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Diane, Shayla, Shifa,
Hi.
Andy. Welcome, welcome. California, Andy from California. All right. We have several people joining us more here. It's gonna takes a little time here. Hello from Dallas, Shifa. All right. Yeah, I live in Dallas for 10 years. Oh, Arizona and Nevada? Uh, okay. Oh, Nebraska. That's awesome. All right, welcome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, Wichita. Okay, gotcha. Cool, cool. And what's your big why? What's your dream? Pop down in chat. What's your big dream? Why are you doing this? Because without that, you're not gonna do much, right? So you gotta learn your why, and it's not just the surface level why. It's like, why do you want that? What does that mean for your family? Imagine making it just 6 months, a year from now, making 20,000 a month. Passive, 30,000 a month passive. What will you do for your family? What will you do for your loved one, right? Financial freedom and travel, awesome. Yes, where will you travel to, Shifa? Passive income and financial freedom. Yes. Awesome. What kind of be more specific, right? Where would you travel to? What does financial freedom look like for you? How much are you making a month? Imagine right now making that amount or a year, see if I want to move to California, right? It's beautiful out here. It's funny. She went out here when I live right now on the beautiful beach of Santa Monica in Malibu, um, literally on the beach, and she was just there with her family 2 weeks ago. And she from Dallas, which is where I moved from. So, yeah, funny things. But yeah, it's the weather is amazing out here. We live on the beach, so it's year round sunshine and rainbows. I mean, it's pretty nice. But it took a long time to get here, right? So you can do it too as well. But yeah, what's your why? Why is that important for you? One of the things we talk about is like their kids, right? Their kids is gonna be going to college, and the much better opportunities out where people are innovative, and where people are like all the tech company, all the is great for all the kids that gonna enter into the workforce, right? So yes. So yeah, so that's why it's good. Okay. Today I'm gonna share with you my journey of how I got started and what I learned over the past 20 years of experience in the corporate housing and insurance housing world that you can learn from, that got me to retire when I was 33, travel around the world, live a life my dream, also helping hundreds of people do the same thing. Okay. That's the most important thing. Is my why is no longer about me and my family. I want to retire my parents, got them taken care of, my wife as well. Um, I mean, after a couple years of traveling and just retired pretty young at 33, I didn't know what else to do with my life. So I asked God, and He said, "Hey, your mission now is not just for you; it's for other people." So my new mission is to help 1 million families get financial freedom, break the generational curse, and build generational wealth. Right? Who in here want to be one of those families? Okay, yeah. And I'm talking about family because it's the strongest unit that has been, missing, that has been attacked in America. Right? So. So that's my mission, right? So what's your mission? What's your why? Okay. My original why was to retire my parents, to sacrifice everything to get to where I am, where we were. And then my next why was to help my beautiful, lovely wife, 15 years of nursing, break her back and everything for other people, and now it's time to take care of her, right? So and able to accomplish that, and those are the most important people for me, right? especially my wife, right? So who is that person for you? Who is the one for you that you must fight for? Okay. Never let that go, you know? Always remember. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about how I went from a trapped corporate slave to have absolute freedom with corporate housing, insurance housing, without owning any properties, without having any employees, or having real estate experience. Y'all want to know the secrets? Okay. Exactly. You don't need any of these experience or all that. It's great if you have some, but we have everything figured out for you already. All you gotta do is just follow the system, right? Just follow the system. That's it. Okay. So welcome, welcome. If you have first time here, welcome. Please turn on your camera, connect with other people. We do business with people we like and trust, right? Or it's hard to like and trust somebody if you don't see them. So please turn on your camera, participate in the chat. You never know, you meet other partners here, other great people here in the community. You can partner up with, like a lot of my students do as well, right? And then ask your questions. This is your chance. This is me live every week, not just Dr. Chau AI, right? I don't like, I like AI and all that technology, but if it's a live event, I'm there. I don't tell people it's a live event and then show you a recording. No, that's not what I do, right? A lot of people do that. I can see you, right? I can literally see you, and I know, like, it's real. I can read all your comments, and I truly care. That's why I show up here. Okay. So, and put a credit card where there's nothing to sell you today, right? We're just giving you value, as much value as I can for the next hour and a half here. All I ask for in exchange is just your undivided attention for you and your family. Okay. Like Charlotte, his legacy, I love that, right? Travel around the world. Yeah, I see you guys. Like Shayla out of the country, right? What else? What else would you guys do? Imagine you guys making 20, 30,000 a month in passive income from corporate housing, rolling in every single month. What will you do for you and your family? Put down, but you guys got more dreams than that. Okay. So it's about honoring that dream. It's about dreaming again. It's about the mindset to know that you can achieve it, right? So um let's make it happen. Blessing others. Okay. So I will do everything in my power to make it worth your while. Okay. Your time is super valuable. And I know that, and my time is as well. So I always give the maximum value as I can. So stay to the end. I will give you the blueprint on how you can do this as well. The longer you can stay with me, the better it's gonna get. That's that I can guarantee you. The more secrets I can give, rewarding people who stay and understand more as well in this corporate housing and insurance housing world that nobody else is really like know what to do except us. We've been doing this for the longest time, over uh 20 years in real estate, 15 years with the short-term, mid-term world, and then 10 years specifically with corporate housing and insurance housing. And I have invested over $1 million into myself, into my company, into my mindset to be able to hang around and learn from all these billionaires that you see me from Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, right? I discovered this one vehicle that has helped me get absolute financial freedom. How many want to get absolute financial freedom? Not just the money freedom, but because doctor and lawyer make a bunch of money, but they never see their family, right? They don't have the time freedom. Okay. Time freedom, you're able to take off 3 months like we did, go to Costa Rica. So the quick test, if you have all this freedom, is ask yourself, hey, can you take off and go to a country, and how long you like it has how long you're gonna stay, right? That's exactly what we did last year when we went to Europe and Cancun. We decided last minute to go to Paris, to Santorini, and that was amazing, right? And then beginning of this year, we did that with Costa Rica, and we love it so much we stayed for 3 months instead of 2 weeks, right? How many one have that life, right? That's what I'm talking about, okay? So, and we stay at like five-star resort mansions, all of that. It's not like hostels when I first started out traveling a long time ago, okay? So I've been there and done that, and I want to share with you that, well, no matter what, you want to learn from the right people and refuse to give up. So first of all, pat yourself on the back right now for being here tonight, because you are learning from the right people here. and you're not giving up on your dreams, your goal. And I honor that and I respect that. Okay. So standing applause for all the people here today, for your dreams, your future. And we're here with you every step of the way. Okay. So, all right. So whether it's playing poker with Grant Cardone on his yacht, or jumping to the cold lunch at Tony Robbins' home, or play chess with Sir Richard Branson on his own island. I've been to his home on his own island, and the island is worth about $400 million, and he's pay off. I mean, that's the type of wealth that we're talking about, these gentlemen, you know. I mean, Grant Cardone has over 10,000 units, and I'm the only real estate coach that I know of that he actually shout out on social media. Okay. Especially for the short-term or mid-term rental game. Okay. So, it definitely, people ask me all the time, how do you know if you are real? That's a lot of things on the internet, on social media. Well, ask all these mentors that you are looking into, like, do they have the backing or the association of several billionaires? That's the biggest test, right? If the billionaires will invite you, does billionaires invite anybody to their home? I don't think so. Okay. Does billionaire play chess with anybody? I don't think so. Okay. So if they can pass all those tests, they done all the work for you. It's all about leverage. And I'm going to teach you about how to leverage today. Leverage other people property, leverage other people experience, leverage other people connections, relationship, right? So exactly. You can leverage all these billionaires' knowledge, understanding, experience, and all of that, and they can weed out all the, people who not doing what they're supposed to do out there, right?
Dr. Chau,
So
Dr. Chau,
yeah,
I'm
uh-huh.
sorry. I think your presentation didn't load properly.
Is it going? Do you see the screen?
No, it's just black. I think it
Oh, the
didn't load
screen.
properly.
Oh, the screen is not
There.
sharing. Okay, yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, we need to let me know here for sure.
There.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And then when I hit present, then does this go black right now? Can you see
Now
now?
it's just white. Now it's just white.
Okay, now it's just black. Okay, all right. Technical difficulty. Sorry, guys. There's always a way. I'm gonna share it without doing the present mode. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Don't worry, guys gonna get the same amazing info. Okay, so we're just gonna do it like this. You can see this, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Chau. Yes, yes, yes.
All right, good. So no matter what, I refuse to give up, right? Learn from all these amazing billionaire. Um, and that's how we're able to help a lot of people. Okay. So for example, these two men in my community, they partner up, and within a couple months, they did two property, and one of them, I mean, they make more as much as they make for their job, working a few hours a week. Is that amazing? So that's what I'm saying, Uh, yeah, thank you. Let me know. Yeah, so you guys can partner up and make new friends here. Okay. Uh, and then, or you can get insurance booking. How many in here do the short-term rental game? You're tired of the few days booking? It's how about 3, 4 month booking, and they pay up front. Okay. That's what Sunny did here, 3 month up front, right? How many are moms or dad, right? My hats go out to all the moms out there who are working, right? It's very hard already, right? You guys have it even harder than all us guys. Like it's so much harder for you guys, right? So I applaud you guys for all the working moms out there. These two moms came to me frustrated, burnt out with little kids, working full time. They're like, how am I gonna have time to do any of this? And how do I even gonna like make it, with all the everything that's going on, right? Um, and my heart go out to them. Within a few months, really, they went past the 10K a month passive income line. And then they passed the 20K a month passive income line, and they passed the 30K a month. And I'm super proud of these two moms right here, working moms, and they both retire young and travel around the world. And then, Anne had over 20 properties now, over in only 1 year, right? And she can tell you one of the testimonials, she said she take vacation not every month, but every week. Like her whole life's on vacation, right? So that's what I'm talking about when you have the right vehicle, the right business, right? Where else can you find a business where the client, they don't need to see you, they don't want to talk to you, and they wire you monthly income, right? That's unheard of. Okay. This is the only business that really do that. Okay. Everything else, doctor, lawyer, they make a lot of money, but they always have to show up and speak to the client. You make money, right? Being self-employed, any kind of self-employed, or you got to do the deal before see the client to make the money, and then do it again. Whether you were, I don't know, what are some job that you guys are doing here? Pop down the chat. I bet you like all of your job, you're gonna have to see the clients, right? 99% of them, right? Except this. This one, for example, the tenant. When have you ever been a tenant before? Have you ever wanna like, go to lunch with your landlord, you know, call them on the phone, talk for hours, get them the life advice or whatever, No, you know what I'm saying? You're like, leave me alone. I want my privacy, right? And that's what we love about this business, and especially if you have corporate clients, they even more like, give us our privacy, right? Um, or insurance families who are going through, something, they don't want to waste their time either. So that's what we love, because this business is the one rare business where you have absolute freedom, time, money, location, and not much energy, right? Because you're leveraging real estate to make money in your sleep. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do all that. Now my story quickly is immigrant from Vietnam. We came to America with no English, no really nothing, absolutely nothing. We all slept in a one tiny bedroom on a one mattress in a ghetto, really. So I start from very humble beginning. So I can definitely understand, a lot of that struggle, especially trying to learn English, trying to survive in the first many years. And I thought the way to go to is, yeah, have you been told you go to school, get a good grade, become a doctor, a lawyer, right? So that's what I did. Okay, these are my parents and my sister and I here. We first came. That's our backyard. We walk outside, take a picture. We hit the fence. Okay, this is a tiny little pretty ghetto place, but that's where we started. Okay, so I've been, what we've been told, like the Matrix. Watch a movie, The Matrix. I love it, right? We've been brainwashed to think to get a good grade, get good jobs, and that's what I did. I thought I made it after many years of hard work, like 8 years of doctorate, become a doctor of pharmacy, and got my MBA as well, right? And I thought I made it. I'm like, yes, I arrived. Mom and dad, I'll take care of you the rest of my life. It wasn't that way. Okay, it was driving 40, 50 hours. I mean, working 40, 50 hours and then driving an hour home, an hour fighting traffic and all of that, and barely making it, like living paycheck to paycheck, like most doctors do, really. Um, because we have a lot of expenses. And then on top of that, my mom was diagnosed with cancer at the time. And then I was like, I gotta figure out something fast. So I try everything. I tried drop shipping, multi-level marketing, day trading. Anybody try those things? Opening a franchise, having a invest in multifamily, being a realtor, traditional real estate, and any realtor in the house today, put it out in chat, or mortgage broker. This is a great fit for you. Okay. So all of these businesses does work. Don't get me wrong. They do work. It's just that you are trading your most precious assets, which is all your time, 40, 50 hours a week, to make it work. Does that make sense? So drop shipping, you are competing with $1 million sellers around the world, especially in Asia, that definitely can undercut you. Okay, so unless you have a connection over in Asia or something, then it's very hard for you to make any profit. And you're dealing with thousands of customers. Just the customer service department alone is like several full-time job. You get it? And I understand you can hire people and all of that, but when you would rather have just a few handful of high-paying corporate clients instead of thousands of clients, I mean, how much more headache would that be, right? I tried that before. It's so much headache, and you're making like $10 a sale. I mean, one corporate clients, we can get $30,000, $40,000. Does that make sense? One of our biggest corporate clients for that we got, not just for me, but for our students, is $60,000. One client. You see what I'm saying? So think bigger, guys. And all these multi-level marketing, I did it all, I did all of them, right? Everything, sell lotion and potion pills and all of that, dancing monkey all around, stalking people in the mall, right? The Barnes and Noble. I did all of that. That is not a business. That is like worse than even a minimum wage job sometimes, because I feel like I'm just stalking people all day. Okay. And get alien my friends and family, call them until you have no more friends and family. Okay. That's multi-level marketing. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. I just recently talked with one of like one of the leader over 600 people the other day want to join our program because she's saying like behind closed door, they're not making any profit. They're not making any money. It's all just like a hamster spinning on the wheel. And she's only making like $3,000. Like that's, you can't even live these days on as even a single person, on that, right? So, but anyway, and I did day trading too, and he day traded before, especially you feel like you're a genius when you make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I done that before. I thought I beat the market and I thought I'm a genius. And next thing you know, I lose it all, right? And that happened several times. So I definitely definitely stay away from that because I quickly realized that with that day trading word, you are competing against dozens of other professionals, actually thousands of other professionals that do this day in and day out, and they do it as a team. Quick question: does Michael Jordan, as good as he is, can he be a whole team about professional basketball player playing by himself? No, right? Even Michael Jordan couldn't do that. So why do you think you and I can? Okay, you see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so hard. Okay. Now, franchise restaurant, open that as well. That was the toughest thing. Any traditional business owner in the house, drop some like in the chat. Okay. Dry cleaner, we did that. Nail salon, we did that. Restaurant, all of these things, cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, many years to build without any profit. Okay. The average business out there take 5 years for them to actually break even with traditional business because it's so much cost and the chance of failure is over 90 something percent. Okay. I have my MBA as well. So I learned a lot of this stuff. Okay. Because traditional real estate or traditional business costs you so much money. you know Real estate is a business. It is. But traditional real estate, you got to build a house, you got to renovate it, you got to find a place, you got to fix and flip, you got to wholesale. All these things take so much money, hard money. Your credit is all risk. you know Let somebody else take all that risk, is my point, right? Why put your family through that? And I did that. I'm not proud of it. Opening up a franchise and a restaurant and lose like $400,000. It's the worst thing you can do, right? So with that, 400K, you can make 400K a year in this business easily, 100% return or more. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm gonna go over that. But anyway, multifamily, I did that too, or commercial business, big deal, all of that. All of that is very hard to do, especially you have a full-time job, especially you're starting out from scratch. It's very hard to jump straight into a big commercial deal or a big multifamily apartment deal, like hundreds of units. No matter what all the gurus say, I've been to all the guru and all of that. It's very hard for people to get into that. Okay. So, and you need a lot of resources. If you don't have at least hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're not ready for a commercial deal. Okay. Let's put it that way. The risk is very high. I don't want you to go through all of that. Okay. Being a realtor, traditional real estate, I did that, make money from it. It was good, but I didn't like working nights and weekends, right? Who want to do that rest of their life? Now you are a realtor or mortgage broker, pay attention closely because this business, once you can actually build passive income very quickly and it will fuel, how would you like to select your personal client? All you need is a handful of real estate investor client, and the rest of it you make from passive income. And those are repeat clients that they will buy. A lot of time they buy like sight unseen because they are investor. And imagining corporate housing business, you can manage it for them and then you're making triple the cash flow for them, and you're making like 5, 10 times more than a regular realtor because you understand this business. Does that make sense? Because the return on is through the roof with this compared to traditional real estate, because the corporate clients and insurance clients, they're paying double the market rent. Does that make sense? They're paying literally double the market rent. That's huge. Okay. Everybody win together with zero eviction. I have zero vision for the past 10 years doing this, by the way. So anyway, frustrated, burnout is trapped. How many ever feel that way? Frustrated or burnout is trapped. I was rock bottom. I was lost. I was miserable. But that's when I met somebody who gave me the epiphany. The epiphany, you ready? Is you don't have to own the property to make money from it. Does Airbnb even own any property, guys? No, right? Does Uber own any cars? No. And they become the biggest company in the world. Why? They understand leveraging other people's assets, leveraging other people's property. Does that make sense? So once I learned that, my mind blown. Because I like, you mean I don't have to buy these houses like I used to do? Save up the money, many years hard work, and buy one house, cash flow, maybe a few $100, and do it again, and do it again. And after like all my life, then I have like 10 houses, and then I can retire at 70, 90, if I can make it that long, working 40, 50 hours a week. Yeah, you don't have to do all of that. You can literally partner up with people with existing property and scale very quickly and get your freedom. Boom. I hope that makes sense. Okay. From there, I scaled 2 a month, and the rest is history. Then I made 6-figure income, more than I make as a doctor, actually double my doctor, and I retire. So anyway, the only offer I'm offering, you can put the credit card away, nothing to sell here. I am giving back to the community. So I'm giving you more opportunities here. How many in here want to have a one-on-one 1 hour free consultation with me, worth over $3,000, by the way, and it's absolutely free. Awesome, right? It doesn't matter, get better than that, okay? It's give somebody the gift of my time. That is the biggest gift I can give anybody, okay? So thank you for following me all these years. Thank you for being here. I honor your presence. I don't take it lightly at all. And that's why I'm giving 5 spots. Only 5, because I love my smoking hot wife too much. I don't want to spend more than 5 hours away from her a week, okay? Okay. All kidding aside. But no, that's real. I do this for freedom. So I said 5 hour for the people here. And once the spot is gone, it's gone. Okay. So go ahead and click on the link in the chat to apply. I'm sorry, I can't have time to talk to everybody, right? So apply, and if you qualify and if you're serious, then you can book a call on my calendar when those 5 spots fill up. I'm sorry, I don't have any more spots, but I have a couple of real good advisors that I have trained for years that can give you at least 20, 30 minutes of their time. So either way, you're gonna win. Just apply. It's a way for us to help you to move to the next level, because we're on our legacy play now. We don't have to do this. I do this because I want to, and I want to help, make life more meaningful for everybody, right? Help your next generation. We give scholarship to all the youth, all my clients, all their children, all their nieces, nephew, the next generation, they come learn for free. Imagine that, instead of investing in hundreds of thousands of dollars into college, they can, do that as well. I'm not against college. I'm all about college. That's why I got all the college degree, PhD, and MBA. But I'm also for education outside of college. And actually I value it even more, because you learn from real life people, real life experiences, real life businesses. You're not going to learn financial freedom. You don't learn any of this in school. Okay. I've been through it all, right? It's like doctorate, MBA, and all of that. You're not going to learn all of this through that. You learn from actual real life community like this, mentorship like this. Changed my life. And I want to pass that on to you. Sounds good? Okay. So that's the only offer I make to you today. Okay. So don't worry, I'm not selling you anything. Okay. So just put your guard down, relax, have an open mind. All I ask for in exchange for my time is to be open mind, to be transparent, and to be coachable. Because without that, I cannot help you, right? Nobody can. Okay. So to the extent of how much I can help you is the extent of how coachable are you. That's it, right? That's a great famous proverb. When the student ready, the teacher appear. It's very true. But anyway, the old model is exchange your time for money directly. 1 hour of your life, you go X amount of dollar. Salary is even worse, right? And they told us, hey, you can put money into quote unquote safe place, and maybe 50 years from now, you can still be around and you can enjoy it. Okay. How many here like that doesn't make any sense? Like if I come to you, hey, give me your monthly, invest in me, and 50 years from now, you can don't have access to it for like 40, 50 years. And maybe it still be there. Maybe you still be alive to enjoy it from now. And maybe you're gonna make millions of dollars, or you can lose like most of it, or it doesn't even keep up with inflation. Like that does that make any sense to you? No, this model is broken. Hello, if you haven't realized that, you've been, you know, uh misguided. Okay. So this model is good for the banks. Okay. That's why the banks, the financial advisor, they have the biggest building in town, because they are taking your money and they're investing at 10 times, they're leveraging your money, use your money, and they get 10 times more return than you get. Okay. So anyway, this model is, like I said, is broken. The new model, you want to create an equitable, scalable business model where you do not directly exchange your time for money. You want to earn money in your sleep. How many understand that's the most important thing is earn money in your sleep? Okay. The best way to do that, after I learned from all these billionaires, is they all have one thing in common. They make it in business, but they get passive, they get freedom from real estate. You understand? They actually get actual freedom from how many multiple streams of income they can get on real estate. You take a screenshot of this. This is the formula you want to teach your kids. You want to teach your family, okay? Is you want to have an equitable, scalable business where you earn money in your sleep, and then you want to multiply that on how much money you want to reinvest into your business. And then the holy grail to financial freedom. Anybody know what the holy grail to financial freedom is? It is not one business, it's not one property, it's not a mansion, it's not an island, it's not all of that. Okay. It is multiple streams of income backed up by real estate. Does that make sense? This has been proven thousands of years. You can look at the lords, the kings, the queens, the duke, all those people, how they get there. They have land, they have real estate that they rent out to the peasants. Okay. and and they make their money for generations. Okay. Now we're not born with silver spoon, right? We can't just go and buy 10 houses cash. If everybody can do that, if you can do that and make 20,000 a month, you don't need to be here, by the way. Okay. Just go out there, buy 10 houses, pay cash for it. Well, you got to understand how to manage it and all of that too. But maybe you do need to be here. Okay. I'm just kidding. But I'm saying, if you don't have that, then leverage other people's property. Just you can leverage, partner up with people who have 10 houses. One of my students took them a whole year before they land any deal before they met me. They just hitting wall and wall trying to find people that they can co-host or manage property or partnering up with. Okay, within 1 month with me, 1 month, they not just landed any client, they landed a multi-decade millionaire in his 60s that want to give them 20 properties, one client, one deal, make 6 figure income the rest of their life. Sounds good? That's talking about leveraging. Do you think they're gonna get there with doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? No. They seek out mentorship, they find a mentorship, they make the leap of faith, they invest into themselves, boom, they do the work, boom. A month later, they landed one of the biggest client that will give them 6 figures income working a few hours a week. And the trajectory of their life, of their children's life, the generation to come will change. That makes sense. One client, one relationship. Okay. So hopefully you understand that. So the hallway was really like on your own. Like when I did this 15, 20 years ago, there was nobody to guide me. So I had to find out everything myself, the hallway. I don't want you to go through that, okay? I literally lost thousands of hours, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, more like millions of dollars in potential making. If I know what I know now, I would make 10 times more than I make, and had to close down more than 10 of these Airbnbs or corporate housing, right? I can save you for nightmares. Okay, actually more like Airbnb back then. Because corporate housing was good. It's so good. Back then it's more like closed out is vacation rental because most of them sucks. Okay, I got to tell the truth there. Okay. They sounds good on paper, they sound sexy and all of that, but they don't make any profit because the occupancy rate, the damages, the maintenance, all of that I will go over. Because I had no mentor, no support group, no help with all the little stuff. Okay, but even with that, I scaled to 20 something, 20 something corporate housing and retired young and travel around the world. Okay, but why is this different? Because this is the client stay for months instead of days, instead of like on Airbnb or vacation rental, VRBO, they stay just for days, right? This one, the stays is about 20, 30 times longer. So therefore your workload is cut by 20, 30 times less. Does that make sense? And you're still making double the market rent. You're still making double the market rent. You still minimize the management. Okay. You 10 times less management equal 10 times more freedom. How many here amen to that, right? 10 times less risk, 10 times less headache because it's a business to business versus a business to consumer. You understand that? When you rent out traditional real estate to traditional mom and pop, that's business to consumer. With vacationer, business to consumer. What's the first thing people cut during a recession? Their vacation. Hello. That's why vacation rental is like building your castle on sand. Remember COVID, 9/11, the biggest billion-dollar vacation rental company shut down overnight. My company not just survive, but we thrive because we have corporate contract in place for 3 months, 6 months at a time with 90% renewal rate. Because corporate clients almost always extend because they never finish on time. Okay. Insurance clients going through renovations always never finish on time either. Does that make sense? So there you go. So it's 10 times less management, 10 times more freedom, 10 times less risk and headache because you're dealing with companies. They're not going to lose their job. Okay. They have a lot of resources. These companies are worth tens of millions of dollars to hundreds of millions, sometimes $1 billion. And then you escape a lot of regulations and have more tax exempt. Now, disclaimer, this is not financial legal advice or tax advice. Okay. I got to put that disclaimer out. The reason why I put this in here because with traditional vacation rental, you got to pay hotel tax, which is 15% usually of your revenue, which is like half of your profit. Okay. You don't have to pay that if it's over 30 days, usually stay. Okay. And tax, right? That big one. And also regulations. Vacation rental get cracked down by the hotel lobbying because they don't want us to succeed. They don't want the vacation rental to succeed. So that's why regulated in area where you can also open so many Airbnbs. You can only do so much. You can also host so many guests. All of that you can escape because with this company or with this corporate housing, you are renting at 3 months, 6 months at a time. You see? So, and what you gotta do during your 3 months, 6 months, you gotta knock on the door and take them out to coffee, buy them lunches and spend an hour with them, consulting them. No, right? You literally, they want to be left alone and you want to be leave alone. You can literally travel the world or whatever you want to do, right? So that's why we build this community for a reason, because I have something very special here. If I don't share this, it's a disservice to everybody I know. Okay. It's like keeping have you ever had like a real good secret, like real good thing, and you just want to share with people? Like, hey, check out what I'm doing, check out this, check out that, right? You don't want to just hold it to yourself and hoarding it. And that, like limit your blessings, right? I believe in abundance, I believe in flow. That's why when I first shared this, a lot of my colleagues said, why are you sharing all the secrets, out there to the world? That's why I'm going viral. It's because I just want to help everybody, right? It's abundance. You don't have to be so thinking about scarcity and keeping all my secrets to myself or all of that. I mean, life is short. If you can help somebody, it's going to come back to you in multiple ways. But anyway, so short term versus midterm, what's the difference? Short term is anything less than 30 days. Midterm is longer than 30 days. Make sense? Simple as that. Okay. The short term rental are vacationer usually. Okay. They trash the place. A lot of times they would like to have fun, but it just take one bad apple to ruin the whole house. Okay. And that happened many times. Drugs, alcohol, people want to have fun, people go too much, right? And it's it's just the way it is. Okay. With midterm, with corporate housing, they're there for a job. They don't want to lose their job. Make sense? They're not going to do anything stupid. Make sense? And then if you are an insurance families who going through a disaster at their home, they are very grateful to have a home with their kids, with their dogs. They're not going to do anything to jeopardize their family. They have responsible income. That's why they have insurance that will pay. Does that make sense? So that's why we love the corporate housing, insurance housing world. That one question changed my life is, who is your ideal client? Who is your ideal client? Is your ideal client the mom and pop who lose their job, or something happened and they cut the vacation and they're not gonna come, or they just lose their job, they can't pay rent and they go through evictions? Or is your ideal client corporate clients, insurance clients that have the resources, that have the that have more to lose, so then they're not gonna do anything stupid, right? Of course, it's the business to business, right? And then for management, it's like 20 times less management than regular vacation rental because the average length of stay is 20 times longer. Does that make sense? Okay. So, every they stay for 3 months, 6 months, and we don't have to do anything for those 3 months, 6 months, right? They can literally, you know, that's it. Like 3 months, and they have 90% extension rate. So what you gotta do? Nothing. That's why we're able to have freedom. But with vacation rental, every few days you gotta clean it up. You gotta handle the new check in and new check out. I mean, at one point I had 20 something vacation rental, and I feel like pulling my hair out. Okay, it's just so much management. Does that make sense? And it costs a lot of money too. Now, what is the difference between owning versus arbitrage or subleasing or rent to rent? That's all the same thing. So understand, arbitrage, subleasing, or rent to rent are all the same thing. It's basically you leveraging somebody else's property. Instead of buying it, you renting it with the rights to re-rent it out or sublease it out. Make sense? With that, you don't have to buy the house, fix it up, cost your life fortune, and and then not making anything. Okay. You can literally just pay for 1 month rent, 1 month deposit, and then you control the property. Write this down. It's not what you own, it's what you can control. Okay. If you can control the house with just a few $1,000 in rent, why not? And then you can sublease it out to company for double the market rent, right? Now, there's also another strategy for zero money down strategy called co-hosting or consulting or management. Basically, you manage somebody else's property. With that, you don't even need to put any money down. Okay. So you have money, you want to do the arbitrage or the subleasing. If you don't have a lot of money, you want to do the co-hosting or management side. All of this is so much better than buying the house, fixing it up, rehabbing it, taking forever, right? And and most of the time, the rehab nowadays take double the time, double the cost. Whatever they tell you, usually that is, okay? You don't want to waste all that time and money. Let somebody else do all that hard work. You simply rent out the rent-ready home. You simply partner with people who already done all that hard work. Does that make sense? And then you make your income right away. You get it? So it's definitely mind blown when you understand this concept. For one house that you buy, you can have 10 arbitrage, 10 sublet for the same amount of money. Does that make sense? It's the down payment. The down payment, you can go out and rent 10 houses and make money from 10 houses in the best neighborhood too, by the way. You don't have to buy in the crappy neighborhood. Most people buy in the crappy neighborhood because that's all they can afford. Or they buy like, you know, torn down property. They hoping they can fix and flip it. And because that's all they can afford, and then it took forever for them fix and flip something. How many been through renovation or fix and flip, right? It's going to take almost a guarantee it's going to take way longer, cost you way more, right? Than you participate, right? So that's why. we want you, do you want to make money from 10 houses from the same amount of money, or one? Put down in the chat. 10 houses you want to make money from, or one? With the same amount of investment. It's not a trick question, guys. 10, exactly, Shayla. Hallelujah. Okay. All right. So exactly. Exactly, right? It's not a trick question, right? You want to make money from the 10 houses like within the next few months, or you want to take 30 years for you to buy the house, fixing it up, save up money, buy another house, fixing it up. That would take about 30 years to buy 10 houses and fixing it up and rent it out, right? Now, exactly, right? Our fastest student did 5 of these arbitrage within 1 month. 1 month, okay? And then the best part is he traveled home to another country, take care of his mom for 6 months, and still making 15, 20K a month. That's the best part. Okay. And our second fastest student is a working mom, like Anne we're talking about, with 2 little kids. So she even way busier than that guy. Okay. So keep that in mind. She did how many deals in her first 30 days? 4 of these arbitrage. How much she make? 10K a month right away within 1 month. 3 months later, she making 20K a month. And then she quit her job. And the rest in history, travel around the world and have fun with her family. Right. That's what I call leverage. Make sense? What I share with you is this. This is the formula. That's all you need to get your freedom. How many here 20, 30K a month can set you free? Okay. How many in here you want to get there within months instead of taking decades? I literally compressing decades for you today within this hour. Amazing. Okay. We're going to go over all the location and all that question, but understand this concept first, because this is what like these are the ideas, the mindset shift, literally paradigm shift that unplugged from the matrix for me and changed my life and changed millions of people live around the world too that have done this, right? So you do want to do this as well. So month one, just do one property and make 2K a month in passive income. This is net income with one of these arbitrage. Month two, you do 2 more properties or deals, now you're 6K a month. Month three, you do 2 more, now you're 10K a month. You see how this snowball very quickly? And the best part is once you set it up, it's like automatic cash cow, monthly income. You don't have to do it all over again. Does that make sense? You have the assets already. It's already like done. You can just rent it out, make money, and you sleep. That's the best part. Now, month 6, you do that again, two a month. Month 6, you have 11 properties making you 20 something thousand a month. How many here making 20 something thousand a month can set you free the rest of your life? Most people does, right? If not, then do another 3 months of that and you make 40K a month. You see? So imagine you making 20, 30K a month passive income from year from now. And the best part is it's not based on one source of income. People make 20, 30K a month all the time with one source of income, become a doctor, lawyer, corporate executive, all of that. It took them like 10, 20 years to get there. But the challenge with that is, what if something happened to them? What if something happened to the economy? What if something happened to the company? They lose their job and what? They lose their license and what? That is always kept me up at night when I was a pharmacist. Because one mistake, I can lose my license. One thing with the company and you can lose your job. And then my job was 100% of my income back then. So if that happened, who can take care of my family? Nobody, right? Now this, imagine you have 10 houses, make you 20 something thousand a month. Even if one of them burned down, that's only 10% of your income. Are you going to be all right? Instead of making 20,000 a month, you're making 18,000 a month. Is that okay? How many here understand that's okay? Okay. If that's not okay, I don't know what planet you come from. Does that make sense? Okay. This is my shift. So if you are working a job right now, listen to me very carefully, and that's your only source of income. Even if you have husband and wife, you're in a very dangerous place. You're in a very critical time. You understand? If you understand, I've dropped some likes, some heart in the chat. I put down dangerous place. So you can really understand that in your head. You're not it's not safe anymore to have a job security. Okay, there's no thing is job security. You think, oh, you're a job where you can fall back on, blah blah blah. I mean, it's not It's not secure. So what are you going to fall back on? Does that make sense? Nothing is secure anymore, especially with AI hacking everything. If y'all don't understand the AI going to hack 99% of his job out there, you're living under the blanket. You are time to wake heck up. Okay? Get some amen in here. Okay? AI is going to replace 99% of the regular job out there, driver and even like lawyer and the regular nurse, like doctor and all of that, you know, they're all going to be affected. There's one thing AI cannot hack is where you and I be sleeping tonight. You guys get it? Can AI hack where you be sleeping tonight? Can they replace that? No. Understand? So that's why real estate is the safest way for you to do it. Does that make sense? Because everybody need a place to sleep. And the more successful you are, the more space you need or the less space, the more space. You understand? So that's why. Does that make sense? That's why it's so amazing that we have this opportunity. And this, we had never able to access this type of opportunity, not even just 5, 10 years ago. So be very grateful for what I'm sharing with you right now and the time, the space, the golden area that we are in to be able for you to have absolute financial freedom, travel around the world, manage everything on this little tiny thing on your hand with the phone, you know, from anywhere around the world. That's unheard of. Make sense? So imagine you're making 20, 30K a month, 6 months from now, and you travel and have fun and retire young and help your family with 10 sources of income. And even if them one of them burn down, you'll be all right. How you feel? Amazing, right? Exactly. So you gotta, the reason why I spend so much time on this, because you want to get a sense of urgency, to get this going as fast as you can. So that way you don't put in your family in jeopardy. Okay. So yeah, book a call with me. The link is in the chat there. You know, I see one of the client here asked. But anyway, why are we different from the other Airbnb gurus? Don't tell you. So what is corporate arbitrage? Leveraging other people's property through subleasing agreement and rent out on other platforms or other connections that we have. Okay. That's it. And then there's we came up with a 4-step proprietary system. First, F, we find the right location. A, to ask to sublease. S, to set up to stand out. T, to tap into the corporate clients. That's the fast method, the 4-step. That's all you need, okay? How do you find the right location? A great question, right? So we actually have, every week, we focus on a different topic. This week, we're going to talk about how to sublease property. But real quick, with location, I can give you some gems right away. Right now, it's called the 3 H's: highways, hospitals, and hotel. Okay. When two highway intersect, guys, you got attention flow. Where attention flow, money flow. All of these, trillions of dollars invested in the highway system. Take advantage of that. And then big companies see that. Hospitals, hotel, they put 100 million to $1 billion into opening a resort, opening a hotel, opening a hospital. Notice it's usually at two highway intersect. That's where you want to be. Does that make sense? They leverage their credibility. They're $1 billion company. Don't you think they've done their research? Don't you think they hired the best consultant, the best researcher, paid like probably hundreds of thousands of dollars before they drop $1 billion to open a place? Of course, right? So if you can pass through all of this, if it's within 5, 10 minutes to the best hotels, the best hospital in next to two highways, you pretty much have a really good chance of succeeding. I just gave you some gem right there. Does that make sense? You get some awesome like in the chat for that. Okay. Yeah, you set up the one-on-one by click on the link in the chat, guys. Click on the link and fill out the form. Apply for it. Okay. That's how you set it up. All right. Ask to sublease. How do you ask to sublease? We will go over this today in detail right after this, okay? But the key point here I want you to get is the reason why is You gotta understand, why would landlord even give you their property, their $1 million property, their baby? For most people, if they do this themselves, it's gonna be super difficult, super hard, because they're gonna ask you, hey, how many of these have you done? Like, Shayla, Shifa, I like you, but how many of these have you done? Latifa, like Shusi, you know? Well, most people, they haven't done it. So how are you gonna tell the landlord and convince them to take their house? That's why if they do this by themselves, it's like almost impossible to do that. But when you have a tribe, you have a team, you're a professional, you have the track record. That's the key. I want you guys to understand is to leverage our track record. Our students from day one, even if they have no experience, they can ethically say, hey, we are a part of a nationwide corporate housing network. We have done hundreds of these deals. We have in multiple states, like almost every major state, every major city. Here's our website, here's our partner website, and then boom, you have over 20 years combined experience. Does that make sense? That is the reason why one of my clients landed that DECA millionaire within 1 month instead of taking them a whole year pounding their head against the payment. Does that make sense? Because of our track record, our leverage, our knowledge, our best practices. So I understand that that's the other concept is no one man and one woman can be 100 men, 100 women, right? It's like a village. So if you don't have a village, if you don't have an army, leverage my army. I already built it. Took us 10 years to build. Make sense? So that's why we're able to help brand new people with no experience to go to the moon in only 6 months to make six figures passive, semi-passive, pretty much working 4 hours a week. It's definitely not by accident, it's by design, right? So, for example, like these are my students that we have helped professionally website, all over the nation in almost every major state from the East Coast to the West Coast. You can see, and the lists go on, right? So that's what we can help you do as well. It's incredible what we can build together. Um, okay, and then how do you set up to stand out as well? How do you get the best furniture, the best deals, all of that? We have all that for you, okay? And we understand how to leverage other people workforce, the maid, the cleaner, and a handyman, all of that. So that way you don't have to do a lot of work. I mean, what my record time was to set up a house from A to Z, finish within 2 days. Okay, we have a system for that, right? So that way you don't waste a lot of time paying rent, or each day on the market that you're not producing is a lot of money. You want to have system in place for that, and you hadn't have the right mindset and all of that. Okay. Yes, exactly. Christine got it. Okay. Um, Tap into the corporate clients. How do you get the corporate clients? Great questions. Like this is the whole course on itself. The main corporate clients you want to look at are here are the top one. Write this down. Okay. Medical professionals, relocation companies, insurance clients, insurance who going through disaster, flood, hurricane, or just renovate their home. Construction company, anything with construction companies like pool maintenance, solar company, all of that. What other company out there? IT companies as well. They work from home, they travel sometime, building like cell towers, windmill, all that stuff. Make sense? Um, what else? Entertainment companies. You know, if you're in the TV show, you run a season, you rent a house for that season. Does that make sense? Um, in like, for example, like that. Okay. So those are the type of corporate client. How do you contact with them? You want to call the human resource department. Who you call? HQ. I mean HR. Human resource department. Okay. You want to tell them, well, this is what you do. And that is the department that you want to contact to get the corporate clients. Okay. Now we have done all the hard work over the past collectively, 20 years combined experience here. To That's why the super valuable is we have tested thousands of different resources, different company, different things in the area in America to find out what's work, what's not work. So we know exactly the companies that will give you the right clients. So instead of you go out there and test it all yourself, which you could, just take you a lot of time, money, energy you don't want to waste. You can literally, you know, leverage all the assets that we have built, all the collective intelligence of hundreds of my clients, and then boom, you get client right away. Does that make sense? So that is why our students succeed. Okay, so we have our trade secret list of all the top major company, major insurance company that will pay double the market rent that you can partner up with. Make sense? So there you go. All right, so what's the formula for corporate housing arbitrage? First month rent plus deposit, the initial expense, you can buy the furniture, even rent the furniture. You can charge 2 times the rent plus utilities. What this means is you literally double your double your return on investment. I'll go over this in detail a little bit later, okay? So the easy way, mimic model success, okay? Mimic model masters multiply. My mission to help 1 million families get financial freedom, okay? The 3 phases of this business, like we talk about: market analysis, how to scale to other landlord, and tap into corporate clients. So I'm going to go over the detail, okay, of the main subject for today is for you to understand the concept, to understand that this is like one of the best business out there you can do with your time and your life to get absolute freedom, okay? And then we're going to go into the specific topic of how you can leverage other people's assets, okay? How you can talk to landlord to get them do it, okay? So you guys get it? All right, we're going to go over that. But before we dive into that, if all this did to give you the freedom lifestyle, would be worth it to do this? For me, absolutely, okay? Yeah, Christine, no, work with insurance adjuster all the time, right? So that's what I'm talking about, okay? Of course, guys, you look at the things that we've done in college, in regular job, took us like at least 5 to 10 years to just get like make a living, okay? But it doesn't give you the freedom, right? If this give you the freedom, it does, then of course it's worth it. I would trade my 8 years of college for this and for like 300-400K of tuition. You know, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't even waste all that time. Okay. I would go straight to somebody already done it, pay them whatever, definitely not 300-400K. Just a portion of that, learn from that millionaire, and then become millionaire and retire. And that's it. That's the leveraging. Does that make sense? So if all this did to give you the skill set to earn 6 figure income in the next 6 months, would be worth it. Absolutely. For you to earn 6 figure income in any job, any business out there, is taking you 5 to 10 years at least. Usually 10. Okay, it's not that easy. But this you can literally learn within months because you leverage my knowledge and understanding. Okay. Last question: if all this did to give you the skill set to learn, give you the freedom to spend with your loved one and really live life on passion and purpose, could be worth it to do this. This is my lovely smoking hot while I said she is absolutely incredible nurse and NFL cheerleader for 2 teams, and also became a director for 1,000 employees at one point. She had 2 phones on her and never able to sleep. Okay, that's when you sell your soul for corporate company. That there's some reward, but it's literally you have to like they own you, they own your life. Okay, and we wouldn't be able to travel like we did. Like this is us in Paris at the Olympics last year. Incredible time. It's only happened once in 100 years. So, that's why it's you can't miss it, right? And this is us in like one of the all-inclusive resort in Mexico, right? Also, in our home that we're staying here right now, I can show you literally on the beach. We're watching the sunset every day. If all this did is to give you that freedom, would be worth it. To really live life with passion and purpose would be worth it for you and your family, right? So that's the key. If you don't understand your why, you're not gonna do anything. So that's why I spent a lot of time on it. Book a free call, and I will dive, deeper in all of that with you. And now let's dive into the subleasing agreement, okay? Or how you get landlord to sublet for you, how to get them to back you to give you their property. You heard it right. How do you get landlord to beg you to give you their property? Okay. It is you are interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. Remember that, okay? So, all right, quickly touch on the vacation location, because last week we talked about location, and that is the key one I want to talk to you real quick. The biggest key I want you to understand from this is this: highways, hospitals, and hotels. 3 H's, write that down. Like I said, okay? Make sure it's about just a few miles or 5-10 minutes within the four. Oh, this one another key too. When two highway intersect, there's 4 pieces of pie, right? And for whatever reason, the hotel and hospital will congregate in one or two of the piece of pie. Does that make sense? So you make sure you're on the right side of the track, is what I'm saying. Okay. You can be close to the highways, close to the hospital, close to the hotel, but you're wrong on the wrong side of the track. You're on the wrong side of the track. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So make sure you're on the right side of the track when you do this. And you know, with my student, we analyze every single deal. We leave no stone unturned. We analyze a lot deeper. But for those of you who just want some free info that can really make a difference for you fast, this will eliminate like 90% of the deals out there. Okay. That will give you the cream of the crop. Sounds good? Okay. All right. And oh, the other thing with deals, you want to look for nice suburban neighborhood with good school. You want to avoid downtown and avoid HOA restricted area. Okay. You want three bedroom, 4 bedroom is the sweet spot. 2 bath or more, no 1 bath. Okay. Now if you already have a condo and you're already doing this, we can still help you maximize the profit of that. But the reason why when you expand is you're gonna make more money than when you rent out the same amount of work, but you're gonna make more rent out a 4 bedroom versus a 1 or 2 bedroom. Does that make sense? You know, you're gonna, you know, and then it's safer too because you have three of like the company usually rent out the house. They don't want to just a 1 bedroom, you know. Um, if they want 1 bedroom, usually they rent a hotel. Make sense? It's a lot more convenient for them. But if they have 3 or 4 employees, we are saving them a lot of money by renting a house for them. Make sense? If you have 4 employees, you're gonna rent 4 hotel, you're gonna rent 1 house. Of course, 1 house. Make sense? So that's why the sweet spot is 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Write that down. Suburban nice, suburban neighborhood, close to highway, hospital, and hotel. Okay. All right. So real quick for you there, and then we're gonna go into how to get winning location. I mean, how to get corporate clients paying you money and also get landlord to approve. Okay, so we're gonna do this. All right, sounds good. All right, how to master our landlord agreement. Oh, before we do that, this is a link to my testimonials. Make sure everybody get it. So you know, the quickest way you can learn it from other people's experience, okay? Other people's stories, right? And sometimes it just take the mindset, the belief. And if you can believe and see other people that can do the same thing that you can, why not you? Why not now? So real quick, take a couple minutes here and really pay attention here. The first person that opening up here is a single mom that had hit over 20, 30,000 a month. And then the last person on here is gonna be a surprise for you. So watch this real quick.
I'm officially leaving my pharmacist career, the job, next month.
Why?
I'm gonna be drafting my resignation letter. Well, I have other business on that and then the corporate housing.
That is awesome. How much are you making now?
About on average $20,000. Last month was my biggest month. Of course, I grossed up $50,000.
Wow.
First time.
How long did it take you to get there?
9 months now.
How long did it take you to make a pharmacist?
Forever.
I actually got 2 appointments on Tuesday for 2 houses.
Nice.
And I've made a personal goal to at least get 8 houses before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do everything I can to beat that number.
That's 20K a month. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Started 5 months ago, and since then, an average of 1 every month. I'm at 6 right now. Just talked to another landlord last night. Looks like we'll probably sign number 7 here next week. It's exciting.
Right. How much are we making with this?
About 12,000 a month.
1,000. And he's not a doctor or lawyer. He's a truck driver, guys. Truck driver. Okay, so a truck driver can do this. You can definitely do this. Fun. Yeah,
Um,
so peaceful, man. Look at this guy. He's he's glowing. He got money all over his face, man.
I've been doing about one a month, but I think in the next 12 months, I want to do 20 in the next 12 months.
I'm a realtor in San Antonio. Life before was good, but life now is great. I started in mid-May or something like that. Got my property in June. Took about 2 weeks, furnished it, launched it. Less than 24 hours after that, I got a booking and I've been 100% booked ever since.
Let's go. And how much profit are you making on that property per month?
I net about 3K a month from that property.
Yeah, you're not really doing much of anything, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing. The network you provide, man. The tools you provide, people we're around. You teach us so much knowledge, man.
I met Dr. Chau at one of the Tony Robbins events, and he told me about this business. So I decided to take action right away. My wife really loved this idea. It took me about a couple of weeks. I got the place fixed up. It looked good. The first house, I averaged about $7,000 profit.
A month, by the way.
I really like the program. Everything is good. I'm working on my second property. It's just that because I've been doing it for 3 months. So if I would have had 3 houses, I probably would have had another 50K or something in my pocket. This is it's good money, easy money. You'll be in some beach somewhere and just, getting paid. So that's cool.
I am a student with Dr. Chau's mentorship. We finally got our rentals, our arbitrage, so everything's going good. We got our bookings. And yesterday we joined the elite. Honestly, with this, we get to know everything Dr. Chau knows. We get to be personal friends with him and so much like education because the value, it's way more than what he says. And in my opinion, it's the greatest thing that he's gonna do for everyone in this room. Thank you, Dr. Chau.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
Let's go. Woo! All right. So you learn from that a 15 years old, a single mom, and a truck driver can do this. So, hey, what about you? Right? You can make excuses, you can make money and passive income, right? Can't make both. So that's what Michael Jordan, I love Michael Jordan. Anyway, he says that. All right. Let's go into started out as a co-host. Yes, we have a lot of people start out as co-hosts as well. When you don't have the money, a zero money down strategy. Okay, co-hosting management is a great way to start, especially if you don't have any money at all. Okay, or very little. Okay, so like we have a whole class for that. Okay, we have everything for that. But right now we gotta focus on this topic that we promised everybody. So let's dive into it right now. Okay, mastering the art of landlord approval. So we talk about that. Fast forward this. What's the myth? No landlord will agree to sublet. Okay, that's a myth because here's the 4 things that you tell them. Write this down. Okay. So how to get right town state as most profitable. The long story short on that is focus on cities. You cannot do this out in the boonies, okay? It's you need a medium-sized city, or even big-sized city. The bigger the city, the better. And you want to factor in all the things that I talk about: highways, hospital, hotel, suburban neighborhood, good neighborhood, with single-family home. Okay, so with the landlord, these are 4 things you want to take notes of. 1, we will take care of the property like it's our own because it's our business. Secondly, we get professionally cleaned every few months and we pay for it. Third, any repairs under $200 a month, we will fix it ourselves. Fourth, we have corporate clients, professional. They're not gonna do anything to jeopardize their job or their home. They aren't, insurance family go through this place and home, right? So these are the best corporate clients. Our track record is, guess how many evictions we have, and hundreds of deals and over 20 years experience across the nation. If you guess less than 10, you are right. Okay, even if we have one, if we have hundreds of clients, if we have 1 eviction over the past 10 years, would that be a good deal? Yeah, right. That's be like 100 eviction. Okay. We have 0 for corporate or insurance clients. You guys get it. It's because these people have way more to lose. They're not gonna jeopardize like $10,000-$20,000 rent is nothing. It's like dropping the bucket for his company. Okay, literally. So they're not gonna jeopardize their company for a drop in the bucket. You know, they're gonna cut the check. It's not their money anyway. You know, they're gonna usually wire you monthly income. You know, if there's damages, they're gonna take care of it. That's why I love about corporate housing. That's why it's the hidden gem. That's why it's one of the best kept secret out there, because people don't want to know this. I want you to know this because I'm your friend. I want to help more people. I want to share this, you know. But anyway. All right, so you guys get it? If you're a landlord and I come to you and present you all these things, wouldn't you be open-minded for a conversation, at least? Of course, right? Because we're solving the landlord biggest headache. What is that? Eviction, maintaining the property. You got fixed tenants and toilets themselves most of the time to make any profit. You don't want to do that. Nobody want to do that. And because we have corporate clients, we have the funds, we have the you know, we can charge them a lot of rent, so they can, so we can hire the professional plumber. I don't want anybody to do plumbing job, okay? You know, it sucks, and you hate your life afterward, okay? You know that. But anyway, within our community, we have 7-figure script. We have all of this layout in the script by script system, and not just what you say, but how you say it. Is the mindset before you even pick up the phone, before even you talk to anybody. That is the key difference why, you know, our clients can able to talk with multi-millionaire and they don't even know that they are not multi-millionaire. They don't even understand that they haven't really done much, right? It's because I'm able to transferring my knowledge, my understanding, the way I present ourselves, the way we talk, the way the mindset of how we already understand that we have the best opportunity for them. You got to understand that first, that we have the best opportunity for this landlord, and we're going to be the best and last tenant they will ever have, because we have connection to corporate clients that we're going to be the best tenant for them, and they're going to maximize their return. We're really here to help them. Does that make sense? Okay. So this 7-figure script is only, sorry, but only for my students or for my clients, right? Proprietary information. But you want to learn more detail about that, and book a call with us, and then we can, if you know, we don't accept anybody to our community too, by the way. It's part of that call is to interview you to make sure it's a good fit for us, because we are good. You know, we don't need like any person. We are good, right? We want to help the right people, want to build a long-term community. And if it's the right fit for us, 3 things we look for: being coachable, being positive, you know, have a positive attitude, and being a giver and not just a taker. And if you are fit of that, and if you're serious, then after the 1 hour, I might invite you to be a part of our community. Okay. But no guarantee on that. Okay. So HOA won't agree to midterm rental. You know, you gotta, oh, that's the other thing too, is these landlord, you don't want to come, you don't need them more than they need you. Okay. There's thousands of landlords trying to rent their houses every day. There's new one online. You don't need any of them. You want to cherry pick interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you, because it's like a partnership. You don't want to get, you know, partner up with the wrong person. That sucks, right? You want to get up with the right people, and everything's smooth. And the more successful they are, the easier they are likely to work with. That's why they become successful. That's why I want to tell I train my students to like talk to the rich people. Okay. You know, talk to the multi-millionaire. They know difference than you. That's take mindset, that's take belief. A lot of time these rich people are a lot easier to work with. Don't let Hollywood fool you. It's not true what they say about the rich people. The reason why they're rich, they have a lot of assets, because they are easy to work with. They are a giver. They are open-minded. They are have a good positive attitude. That's why they get to where they are. Does that make sense? Okay. So, you know, that's why the mindset come in. Now, HOA, how you overcome that? There are areas where HOA are more lenient. And plus, if we do corporate housing and midterm rental, it's over 30 days. So, you know, they will allow it a lot of time. So that's why this business is great. And then there are abundance of property. You gotta have the mindset of abundance. There are hundreds of properties always for rent all the time, right? So even if you don't find one today, there's 100 of them tomorrow. Okay. You don't need any of them. You want to cherry pick the properties that are already renovated, that are already beautiful, that the landlord are cool, like good people where you can partner up with. Okay. All right. Myth: subleasing is illegal or against rental agreement. Put in writing. That's why we have templates for this. We literally just an hour right before this, I was coaching some of my elite students on how to have the sublease clause and how to have all the best things in there. So that way you are protected and that way you can maximize your return and all of that. It is legal for many, many decades. In the commercial world, it's called a master lease. That's all. It's not very common in the residential world, and that's why there's a hidden gem. Make sense? All right, subleasing leads to property damage or loss of control. That's a myth because we have corporate clients. They are amazing clients. They're not going to do anything to jeopardize their job. Now, vacation rental, yes. Vacation rental, they're going to damage the property. That's for sure. Okay. If you do it long enough, you do it big enough, you're going to come across those nightmares. Okay. With corporate, though, they have their own insurance. They have our company insurance, our platform insurance. We have even more insurance than regular long-term rental, right? So we actually cover even more for them. So it's a lot safer for the landlord actually to do it with us than try and do it themselves. Or do long-term rental, right? So we do have control because we have the lease from the corporate clients and the platform. All right. Anyway, book a free call again. You haven't already. Anyway, myth: it's impossible to find suitable properties for midterm rental. That's a myth. Look, just go on Zillow, pop in your location, put 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This is right here in Dallas too, right here, see for right here. Look at how many properties are for rent. How many of those you can do? As many as you want. Like you can only do 2 or 3 a month anyway. So that's why you want to be selective in what you ask for. If you can do 2 a month, guys, remember the formula I laid out to you. In 6 months, you make your 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month. You'll be free the rest of your life. Okay. So that's why it's so powerful. Myth: midterm rental arbitrage is too complex and risky. It's much less riskier than buying the property, guys. If you buy the property, it's like the riskiest place because you are locked in for the mortgage for a long time. And if you can't pay, guess what? The house don't belong to you. The house belongs to the bank, by the way. It's much less cost to get started, less loss if it doesn't work out. If it doesn't work out, guess what? Keep my deposit, keep a month rent. I move the furniture is still yours. Remember that you can move to another house like how fast like that. Does that make sense? And if you follow what we teach, very rarely it doesn't work out. Maybe like, sometimes there's an odd, like maybe 1 out of 30 houses that doesn't work out, but that's, that kind of odds take any day because your reward is 10 times the risk. That's the other thing you want to pass on to you along is all the billionaires I learned from is they all, when they go into business, they all look at one thing first. What's the risk? What's the reward? If my reward is 5 times the risk, I do the deal. If my reward is just 1 or 1, I don't do the deal. It's called asymmetrical risk to reward. Write that down, asymmetrical risk to reward, right? That's why they become billionaire. They keep on compounding. It's because when they win 10 times when they lose, right? Versus like fix and flip. You put in 100K to make 100K. That's a 1-to-1 ratio. You need to be right what percentage of the time to make 100K? 100% of the time. If you are wrong even 1% one time, you lose 100K. That's a fix and flip game. Make sense? How many 100K can you lose? Not that many. Okay. Same thing with traditional business. I opened a restaurant. I put 400K in. It didn't work out. I lose about 400K. Okay. You see? And that's what happened for real. So, same thing with any other business. You see? You don't want to do that. With 400K, you can open like 40 of these corporate housing. And so what? 2 of them don't work out. That's only like 5% of your income. You have like 30 something houses make you like 500K a year. You retire, travel around the world. Make sense? That's why this business is the best. I wish I didn't do any other stupid business that I did. Okay. But hey, we live and learn. And anyway, you see, it's complex when you don't have the right mentorship. With the right mentorship, with the right mindset shift, what I share with you is gonna be very easy for you.
That was easy.
I have an easy button, okay? If you have the right mentor, the right community, the right connection, it's easy, right?
That was easy.
Of course, it's easy, okay? Right? Whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right. Henry Ford. Absolutely amazing. You know, so there you go. Scaling a rental business without property ownership is impractical. Well, that's a myth because it's 10 times faster than traditional real estate. So it is practical. You can test the market with little risk. Scaling with ownership is actually impractical because it takes for you too many years for you to just save the money to buy the house. Okay. So great question. How much is your mentorship? Okay. So again, we're not selling anything today. We're not going to go over that. Okay. It is invite only. Okay. You can't even get in even if you have a bunch of money. It's not, we don't work like that. Part of the reason why we have one of these one-on-one call is to make sure it's a good fit for us as well. You know, if you want to join us, you know, so that's why the call are there. And then based on your situation, based on what we offer, and if we like you, we can invite you. And if you like us too, vice versa, you know, want to make sure it's a good fit for both parties. It's all good, you know. So that's why we have these calls to see if it's a good fit. And I can give you, even if you're not, I can give you some free advice and help people all the time. If it's not even if it's not a good fit for us. Anyway, with fast method, you can start and scale a successful rental business using lease property only. All right. Yep. So there's a 4th step again, right? Fast, F-A-S-T. Okay. So we cover how to find the right location. We have a whole like week on that. We go deeper. But this week we focus on how to ask to sublease, right? The key I want you to understand is you gotta leverage our track record. That's the main key, because it doesn't matter if you all talk and you have no track record. The first thing they're gonna ask you, the landlord gonna be, oh, I like you, you know, you sounds good, but how many of these have you done, right? So if it's your first one, it's like, how are they gonna trust you? You see? But when you have a community, you can leverage our track record, and you do it as a team. That's another key too. Is doing it as a team, right? That we have. You can partner up with other people in other states. So we have a community that is have a lot of students nationwide. Let's say you know in Texas, but you have a lead in California, vice versa. You can't host the property out there. You can partner with somebody in a community that have the property that is local there that can find a deal very quickly. Boom, you make money, split the profit. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm talking about. Share the risk, share the profit, share the wealth. That's why community is so powerful. Make sense? Okay. All right. So go over more detailed formula like I promised you. So see, it's gonna get better, but we're wrapping it up here. Okay. So but right now I want you to focus on this because this is the formula, this is the blueprints on what you need to do. With the arbitrage, first month rent, first month deposit, 5 to 7K. You can buy the furniture or you can rent the furniture. If you buy the furniture through our resources, it's not 15, 20K like normally, it's only half of that, 7 to 9K. Okay. And we have a whole section on how to do that. How much do you charge the corporate clients? You want to charge about 2 times the rent plus or minus utilities. Okay. So what this means is you're gonna make about $2,000 to $3,000 per month per property. So you have 5 property, make 2 or 3K, that's 10 to 15K. You want 10 to 15K, just have 5 property. You do 1 property a month, you get done in 5 months. You do 2 properties a month, you get done in 3 months. Boom, that was easy, right? If you want 20 to 30K a month, you do 10 of this property and you hit it. That's it, okay? So if you can calculate, is about 10K to 15K per deal. Now, that's like 10 times less than traditional real estate. I want to point that out. So it's very little compared to anything traditional real estate. You're going to make about 2,000, let's say, at least to 3,000 a month, right? So 6 months, you usually make your money back. Within your first year, you double your money. If you double your money, what kind of return is that? That's 100% return. keep in mind, what kind of return are you getting on your money right now sitting in the bank? Like 1%. What kind of return if you invest in real estate or the market or somebody else's deal? 10 to 20%. Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, how much percentage is he getting? 20 something percent, and he's a god in the investment world, right? So if you can make the kind of return that Warren Buffett make, you are doing really good, right? This we're talking about even double, triple what he can make in return. The reason why is he has a lot of money and it's really hard to find big opportunity, blah, blah, blah. But with this, there's opportunity all the time, you know, everywhere you go, right? It's real estate. Disclaimer, there's not financial legal advice. I put that out there. Okay, co-hosting. A lot of people are asking about that. How do you get into zero money down strategy? Okay, now we get to you know, zero money down strategy. And I love making something out of absolutely nothing, right? How many are like that? It's just like you have a business out of thin air. That's amazing, right? All you gotta do is connect the dots. That's what Steve Jobs said, connecting the dots. Your main job is connecting the landlord who are frustrated and burnt out to the corporate clients that want to rent their houses. That's it. That's it, guys. And you be the connector. And then you make your 20% of the revenue, about 20%. Okay. What this means is you're gonna make about $700 to $1,600 a month per property. Okay. Then this is like pretty much, it's only take like a few minutes here, a few minutes there, maybe an hour to a month to manage one house. That's it. That doesn't take much long. And you're making like $1,000 a month, let's say. That's pretty good. Okay. You know, that's real good return on your time, right? And you not just 1 month, but you have it usually for 3, 6 months or even longer at a time. Make sense? So question, if you don't have to put any money down and you're making a return on it, what kind of return on investment is that? Is it 100%? Is it 1,000%? That's infinite return. Okay, you get it? That's what I love about this strategy. When you have no money or you don't have a lot of money, you can literally manage other people fully furnished home very, very quickly. A lot of them are vacation rental who already have furniture, but they suck or they just don't know what they're doing with their vacation rental, and you help them get corporate clients, and you know, you help them win together. You get other people's dreams accomplished as much you can, and you don't worry about your dream, and you're gonna be taken care of. Okay. So there you go. You like that? Literally, you can do this within a few months and make 6-figure income without any investment. Zero, like barely any risk. Yeah, maybe your gas money. Okay. Yeah, you get it? It's incredible, right? How to do co-hosting. So you got to understand the numbers. You rent out for 3,000, you sublease out for 6,000, usually the corporate clients, you're making about 20%, so you're making about 1,200 a month. Okay, almost passive income. Utility is 500, vacancy is like 10%, let's say that's 600. Total net rent to the owner is 3,700. Extra cash flow to the owner is $700. Bottom line is most landlord only make about 10% of traditional rent. So that's about $300. Now they're making $1,000 a month. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that. What am I right on about? Put down the chat. Oh, if you learn something, forgot to mention, put down the chat. My team too. Come on, guys. Drop some gems here. You gotta, you know, put some gems. Share this. So some people fall asleep here. You know, you gotta, you know, put down what you learned today. You know, it will help other people and help yourself to remember. Okay. They did a study. You know, if you listen, you're gonna forget like 90 something percent. If you write down, you're gonna remember about half of the time. And if you share with other people, you're gonna remember like 90% of it. So sharing is caring. So share it. Share this. All this stuff for free. Public information right here. I want more people know about it. Share this with other people. Invite them to my class next week. You know, drop them the link if they want to book a call, whatever. Share my Instagram. Share what you learned from this class in the chat. You know, Yes, so yeah, it's 3,000, 3,500. It's just an example, you know. Some if you're in Texas, it's like 2,000. If you're in like California, it's like 6,000. Like it's, but anyway, the point is the rule of thumb is you want to double the market rent. That's how much you are usually rent out to corporate to insurance clients for double. So if your rent is 3,000, you rent out for 6,000. If you rent 3,500, you rent out for 7,000. You see where I'm going? And you make about 20% of that. So even so the higher the rent, the more money you make. So that's why I don't shy away from, you know, high level of a rental. It's high for a reason. That means the deal is good, the property location is great. And who cares? You're not paying for that rent. You are managing it. You get them more clients. Yes, corporation pay that much, Brenda. I know, Brenda, I know it's hard to believe sometimes, but here's a question for you. If you have 4 employees, are you gonna rent 4 hotels or one house? You see, instead of paying 6,000, if they're gonna rent hotels, it's gonna be 12,000 a month, not 6,000. We're saving company like 50% of their housing money. Is that crazy? Of course they're gonna do it, right? And if you are a family, you have 2 kids, you have a dog, are you gonna stay in a tiny little 1 bedroom hotel? It's not even 1 bedroom, it's like a studio hotel with no kitchen, with no backyard, and you gotta smell dog poop all day. Okay, I done that before. I don't want to do that for months, right? I love my dog, right? But hey, give them a backyard, okay? Give them something, right? That's why, you know, give the kids some playground. You know, you're gonna go crazy with your kids if you stuck them in the same room. You know what I'm talking about, right? Even for days, not just for months. So that's why we have this business, and insurance is paying for it. It's obligated to pay anyway. So who cares? Bottom line, the landlord used to make 300. Now you're making $1,000 for them. That's tripling their cash flow. If you triple your cash flow, are you gonna be the best friend now? Of course, right? Does that make sense? So that's why it's so powerful, this strategy. What are we doing? We are solving landlord biggest problem. Elon Musk says the bigger problem you solve, the more money you're gonna make, period. Okay. So what are the problem? The landlord, they go through eviction. They don't want that. They go through mom and pop who's giving a bunch of sob stories and don't pay rent. They don't want that. Okay. With us, we don't have that. You know, we're dealing with corporations have a lot of money here. And then that's the last thing they're not gonna pay is rent, okay, and ruin their reputation, right? Or not housing their employees. That's like essential. Number one. Now, zero eviction. Last 9 years, 100 property. Boom, solve that problem. You get it. Secondly, what are the owner get headache about? Maintaining the property, tenants, toilets, all of that. They don't want to fix the property and still like scrubbing toilet or cleaning the house at 60 years old. Like that's not what they want. They want to retire, travel around the world. You know, with us, we having corporate clients that pay double the rent so we can hire professional plumber, professional electrician, professional maid, everything. Do it faster, better than us, and anybody can do it. Make sense? Traditional owner, how much profit they get? No profit usually. When we manage, we are doubling or tripling that profit. Isn't that incredible? So that's why when you understand this, you're interviewing them, not the other way around. Does that make sense? So that is what I just shared. Like my set is 80-90% success, and most people overlook it. People are like, oh, give me the know-how, give me the tactic, blah, blah. None of that matter if you come in the room scared, if you come in the room needy, if you come in the room thinking that you need them more than they need you, and you don't know what to offer them, what value you bring to the table. Your income going to be direct proportion in the value you bring to the marketplace, not your time or your hard work. Write that down. Okay. If you really make money, if you get rich by your time, your hard work, then everybody be rich. Right? People are working hard all day long, and why they still broke? People are saving money all the time, why they still broke? Coupon, people and all of that. Nothing wrong with them except the mindset. And then you can understand you can't save your way to wealth. You got to invest your way to wealth. You got to understand that you can work your way to wealth. You got to leverage other people resources providing value services as well to get there. Make sense? And then you got to understand how to distribute the value, make money in your sleep, and that's where real estate come in. What if you can duplicate yourself 10 times? You can, but you can have 10 houses make you money in your sleep. Does that make sense? Okay. Pitch your landlord. What's the pitch? You ready? This has saved the best for last. For those of you, you know, that stay here, I want to reward you. So this is the one pitch that changed everything for you. You ready? Mr. Landlord, Miss Landlord, how would you like to double or triple your cash flow while I do all the work for you? Boom. Who in here doesn't want that? Somebody do all the work for you and you're getting double or triple the return. Hello, right? Exactly. So that's why when you ask them this with the right confidence, with the right track record, with everything that I share, it's a no-brainer, right? If they don't do this, it's their loss, not yours. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so don't give up. You only need a couple of landlords to achieve your financial freedom. Remember that example I told you, one relationship, he has 20 houses, okay? 20 houses, you making at least 20, 30K a month, you good for the rest of your life. One relationship. You guys get it? And he doesn't have to be a multi-millionaire, by the way. It could be a realtor. It could be the listing agent. But if they have access to relationship, it's called relationship capital, right? They have already built relationship capital for years with their client, and one word from them is more than 1,000 words from you. So that's why we help you with all of that. So that's why you need just a couple of good relationship, partnership, and you are taken care of the rest of your life. Make sense? I have one realtor listing agent who I started 10 years ago, and he gave me like 10 different deals, and they give me off-market deals because I'm good to them. I take care of them. I be their best and last tenant, right? So before even they list on the market, they say, hey, Dr. Chau, you want this one? Just I text you real quick. You know, you like it, take it. I don't have to list it. You see, that's when, that's when if you be good with people, you be the last and best tenant they ever have or partner they ever have. The rest gonna come from referral. Most of the the phone calls, the groundwork, you can do within like the first couple of deals, the first couple of relationship. After that, if you do it right, don't you think these people have friends, family who have houses, right? That multi-millionaire definitely have a lot of friends, right? They have houses, and they just say, hey, I'm gonna tell my friend about you. Boom. You're good. You see? Okay. Okay, so there's the formula. Again, build a dream, take a screenshot of this, share this with people, put it on a wall. This is exactly what I did to get financial freedom. This is exactly what I show my community to do. Again, month one, do one property, make 2K a month. Month two, you do two more, now you're 6K. Month three, you do two more, now you're 10K a month. In 3 months, you can literally make 10K a month and retire usually. If it's not enough, do 3 more months and hit 20K a month and travel around the world. Okay? Sounds good? If not enough, do about 6 more months and now you hit 40, 50K a month. Okay? So now co-hosting, you're gonna make, instead of 2,000 a month, you make 1,000 a month on average. So you're gonna, take a longer, but you don't have any risk. Remember, no risk. Okay, 6 months, you can still hit 6-figure income. Now with co-hosting, you can do, instead of do 2, why not do 3 a month? Again, our record is like 4 or 5 a month, right? So you can definitely do more if you want. I don't want to hold you back. Okay, if you do 3 a month, 6 months, you have 16K a month. In a year, you have 34K a month. That's 400K a year. Guys, do you understand? If you want to make 6 figures, 10K a month from investing long-term 401K stock market, you know how much it costs? How much you need to have? $2.5 million. At your current saving rate, how long will it take for you to save up $2.5 million? You don't have to answer me that, but even at my doctor level, it was like never. you know? So that's why I love this business, forever. Exactly, Diane. So book a free call with us if you haven't already, and we'll share this with you. We are the oldest coaching community for corporate housing, midterm rental, insurance housing. Before I was shouting on the rooftop like many years ago that don't do vacation rental, guys. Do corporate housing, insurance housing. And I'm glad some people listen, because a lot of people lose everything during the pandemic because nobody vacation. And that happened every 10 years. 9/11 just passed. Remember 9/11? Nobody want to go on vacation. So if you're building a vacation rental business, you're building a castle on sand. Let's change that. Corporate clients actually thrive during the pandemic. Why? Because I get a call, hey, can I please extend my job? Because like everything is closed and we have to like take longer than we thought, because blah, blah, blah. Guys, when you hear that card, it's like free money. Extension in this business is like free money, okay? Because what you gotta do for the next 3 months? Absolutely nothing, okay? And they wire you monthly income. We are one of the largest nationwide corporate housing network in America as well. Our partners are nationwide, as you can see here. We have a ton of testimonial, hundreds of them. The link in the testimonial is in the chat. I put that link in testimonial again for those learn from other people's stories. And actually, I'm gonna play one of them. So my team pop that link in the chat for them. And now we're gonna take questions. Okay, we're gonna spend this last few minutes here. Any last questions here? Put down in the chat. Okay, but if you don't do anything different now, how is anything gonna be different? It's not. Okay, so I challenge you to at least book a call with us. Okay, at least see where the rabbit hole can go. Okay, I feel like Morpheus sometimes, the red pill or the blue pill. Okay, you're gonna take the blue pill, forget everything we talk about, and go back and live a life of quiet desperation, or you can take the red pill and see where the rabbit hole can go. Okay, but most people on their deathbed will tell you they'd rather have the experience versus wondering what if, right? My wife managed over hundreds of thousands of senior care facility, like people, senior care, right? That's the biggest regret, is they didn't give it a go, give it a go. That's what I learned from all these billionaires. Give it a go. Worst thing is you can learn something from it and you move forward instead of wondering what if, so anyway, any last question here? Now I'm gonna show you this testimonial and then wrap it.
Somebody very special, amazing, awesome student who's working 50 hours a week with 2 little kids. It's really blown my mind how working mom.
Hey, Rian and team, if I maximize like this, you guys can still see the screen, Rian?
If you maximize, Dr. Chau,
Yeah, I maximize the screen now. You see a blank screen or you see the video?
can you try to maximize and play it?
Yeah, this is playing right now.
Can also build a side business that within months.
We can hear the sound, but it's not
okay.
not moving.
All right, so let's
Able to make 6
there.
have 20 properties, 20 corporate housing, generating more than doctors make. And also travel, take vacation almost every single month. I'm just so happy and grateful to have her here. It's Coach Ann.
Hi guys, I'm Anne. To be correct, I'm actually having 21 properties. It wasn't that I'm taking vacation every month, but actually every week. I wouldn't be able to do all that without doing the corporate housings.
I've been following Dr. Chau for a long time on Instagram, because for me, I'm thinking if I'm going to invest, I want to make sure that I invest wisely because I worked hard for my money, right? And so I've been following Dr. Chau for a long time. Our life has just been so much easier with corporate housing. With our one house for the last months, we've spent honestly the entire time, 5 hours within these last 5 months. So an hour a month, guys, honestly.
I like the access, having access to Dr. Chau, the coach. I got his phone number. I can call him for anything. You got to make time or get on their schedule. But He's a real guy. That's why I appreciate Dr. Chau and the program himself.
It has been a learning experience for us because it's a whole new business. We also come from corporate America, college and real estate. All of that was completely new for us. I had a hard time with making the phone calls, but like you guys said, like, it's just important to just go for it and make the calls. And we did, we jumped on it, started making phone calls. And after that, it really only took 2 or 3 phone calls. We got our first property in September. We went to go meet the property owner and he's like an investor. And when he met us right away, we introduced ourselves, met him in person, shook his hand. Felt like we were family. He never did a background check on us, credit check, nothing. He signed the lease that night. Definitely a blessing. And then we had our house listed within 2 weeks after that. He actually referred us to an investor friend. So our second property that we got, they offered it to us. We listed it on a Wednesday, and by Friday we had 3 inquiries and it's booked for 3 months now. This house that we got now, we rented for $1,895. I think with the insurance, we're charging $4,200 per month.
We have faith in this program and we're happy with the coaches. Been really great to us. We're excited to get our 3rd and 4th property by the end of the year, hopefully. Let's go.
Within the first month of joining the program, we had a baby. The next month, we onboarded 3 houses. What is your excuse? Let's get on board.
So last year, Kathy went to our event like this, just sitting in your seat. She had 1 property where she was struggling with short-term rental, blah, blah, blah. And now fast forward, we're a year now. How many properties you have now? On average, $2K a month for properties. You're making 6-figure income, man, in 1 year.
Right now I have 3 properties.
Awesome. And how much you make average per property per month?
About 3 to 3.5 per property.
3,000 to 3,500 per property. So man, you're killing it. And those 3 properties making almost 10K a month.
Last September, I started with nothing, had just enough money to get 1 house. Now I'm at 9 houses. I took 5 houses last October. My gross annual right now per month is about $65,000 a month.
This is one of the best masterminds I've been to. I've formed a lot of great relationships, partnerships, just from this one weekend. Better concepts of how to do this business, what to say, how to do it, who to do it with, who not to do it with.
Thank you, Dr. Chau. Thank you for this event. I felt truly at home. My heart is in peace. I trust. I felt understood. I felt cared for from really all of you. And I think this is my community from now on.
I also want to just express gratitude to Dr. Chau.
Okay, so you got the gist of it. All right. Lastly, here, I'm going to take you guys to a couple minutes exercise that will change your life forever. Okay, you ready? Because all of this stuff that we talk about is all in our head now, right? We want to go to the heart. Okay, so everybody put your hand on your heart. We're going to finish it strong. Close your eyes, you can, okay? Now, imagine you're making $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month. It's been a year. It's September 23rd, 24th, 2026, and you have made this happen. You took the leap of faith. You conquer all the battle. You get all the right help, the right community. You're part of us. We help you to accomplish this. You're making $20,000, $30,000 a month. Boom, how you feel, okay? And then close your eyes and imagine the faces of the loved one that you help, whether it's your family, whether it's strangers, whether it's people that you never meet, imagine them saying, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shifa. Thank you, Shayla. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Bets, for taking care of us. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Maria. Stevie, thank you. Andy, thank you for taking care of us. I'm so proud of you for retiring us. If your parents, if your spouse, I'm so grateful for you. Give us the life that we dream of, right? Your kids, you're my hero. Whatever it is for you, thank you. Imagine your loved one saying that, and you on an amazing all expenses vacation that could be never ending. You could wake up and do whatever you want to do. How you feel, how you like. Okay, what's that freedom taste like? Sometimes we forget what it tastes like. We've been so bombarded, so trapped, so like golden handcuff in the society, and we just so feel so trapped and frustrated. What if This is the one opportunity you've been looking for. This is the one vehicle that can take you to the moon and back. Or this is the one thing that can change your family life forever. Is it worth it? Just to give it a shot. Absolutely. For me, absolutely. Okay. All right. So we're gonna count down with that, with this right state. Get sit up strong, stand up if you can, and we're gonna count down together. We're gonna celebrate as if anything's possible and that you already won like the lottery almost. It is like a lottery, like it's more like absolute freedom for your family, right? So count down with me. Put down hand in the fist in and count down 10 to 1, and then we're gonna celebrate. Okay. So ready? 10, 9, 8, 7. Count down with me. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. Good job, guys. We're so proud of you. Keep the dream alive. For those who booked the call, I see you on the call. And I love helping your kids. I see a little baby there. That's cute, Maria. Bring them to us. Let me help them, okay? Come and book the call. DM me if you need anything, and I'm out.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.